God, now the timer's ticking. I'm on my way to help somebody out with some stuff. Yeah. My brain just went blank after I said that. Oh yeah, sitting here thinking, that's the most I have ever seen cars. You can tell that what I'm about to say, you know that I'm not recording this on the day that it gets uploaded, okay? Okay? Okay. Now that we got that settled. Since we've lived in that apartment back there, that is the most cars I have ever seen on that road, and I think it's because today is Easter. It's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Like, I know people get together for Easter, it's a holiday, the family gets together, but good Lord, man, that whole, like, there's one house, you can tell there's so many people there that they were like, you know, they were congregating out through the house, out the door, into the yard, down the sidewalk, and, you know, down the staircase into the sidewalk in front of the house. There's a whole lot of people at that house. Look at that, another one of those moments. That light turns yellow for this turn lane to go, so everybody goes forward. Because everybody thinks that when you go forward, it helps the light change faster. That's not really true. That's not how that works. Especially here in Tyler, because the majority... Hey, none of that popping. Because the majority of the lights here in Tyler are on timers. So it doesn't matter how far forward you roll, you're not going to help yourself out. It ain't gonna, you know, make it change faster just because you're rolling forward, okay? That's not how it works here. Maybe some old school ones will work that way, or smaller town areas. Okay, this person's like, they were so freaking anxious for that light to turn green, and when it does, they just barely take off. Because they were like very far back from the light, very slowly rolling forward, because you can tell what she was doing, and she was trying. It is a C. Okay, it is a C. You know what you can tell is going on is they, well, it could be a he. See, I don't know, in today's world, you know what the crap people call themselves. So they, to make it right, I guess, they started from way far back, and they were very slowly rolling forward. Very slowly, because you can tell what they were doing is they were hoping that they could make it to the light without stopping. It's currently 84 degrees outside right now. Hope it stays warm tonight, but I guarantee I'll have to use my jacket. It is that time of year in Texas where you dress in short sleeves, and spring and summer attire in afternoon time, and then you dress in winter style, well, fall winter style in the evening time, at night time. It gets cold at night. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, that light is still on, so I bet you that back tire probably is the one that needs air right now. One of these tires has got a very slow leak in it. Usually it's the front tire, I put air in it. So I bet you it's probably that back tire this time. I'll check it out when I get to the gas station. And I got a code I can use to save myself 10 cents a gallon, so we're going to do that up here. We're going to save ourselves 10 cents a gallon, baby. There's no more gas that way. Y'all are on life support, by the way. I need to get rid of this. I keep trying to pick this up and drink out of it, but it's empty. So I need to get rid of it, so I quit trying to drink out of an empty can. I really need to quit trying to drink out of an empty can. All I know is I can't wait for it to get warm and stay warm. Summer is my favorite, I almost said flavor, but okay. Summer is my favorite season. It really is. I know it gets really freaking hot, but summer is my favorite season. Comment below what some of y'all's favorites are. I know some people love winter, some people love fall. You know, some people love spring because everything's blooming and colorful in a way, and then, you know, summertime everything's just green. It's freaking green! And then in the fall time, you know, you get all them other different colors because everything's blooming and everything's changing colors going through the fall season. Either way, it's getting really freaking hot in this car. I need to turn up the air conditioner and cool it down faster because my body's trying to sweat. So I'm going to put on my music, turn up the air conditioner, and I'll be back in a little bit. Oh my god. This is one of those moments where there's someone in front of me and they seem like the further they go, the slower they drive. It's annoying. And it, you know, as y'all have been seeing with these vlogs, we've had a recent thing. It's, okay, you're going to stop on your turning. You know, as y'all been following my vlogs, I know we've had a recent string of storms through here. Well, this guy's driving right along, going as slow as he can, you know, enjoying his day. I mean, I have nothing against it, just annoying the crap out of me. Just, I know he's an older guy, but, you know, he's enjoying his Sunday drive, no big deal. But we come up on, there's a spot where there's damage. He starts looking at it, he slows down, stops, looks at it for a minute, and he continues on his way. It's like, dude, get on your side of the road, sir. It's like, dude, you can look at that while driving. You don't have to stop and examine it. Unless you're looking, you know, I can understand, like, if he's the type of guy like my granddad used to be, I can understand him stopping and checking it out. If he's like my granddad used to be, you know, where he stops, looks at him like, hey, that'd be some good firewood right there. That's what my granddad used to do. He'd stop and look at that tree. Because, you know, the only way that my grandparents never had any central air and heating inside of their house. Never did. It was always air conditioning in the wintertime. I mean, air conditioning in the summertime. And in the wintertime, it's, the only way they had to heat the house on the inside was, a wood-burning stove. You know, one of the old school wood-burning stoves. So, you ever want to switch gears, sir? There you go. Anyways, you know, you only had a way to heat the house was that wood-burning stove. So, I mean, if you wanted extra heat in your room, what they would usually do on the nights that it got really cold, because that heater, like, if it got like in the 40s or 30s or something like that, that heater did a pretty good job. As long as, you know, someone like my granddad, it was his routine to wake up, like he had a, oh, okay. That's one of those moments that I'm trying to adjust the phone so it doesn't fall out on me, because the charger's in there, so it don't go down as much as normal. Don't you do it. I was about to slam on these brakes. Anyways, it's one of those moments where I'm trying to adjust the camera and I turn off the screen to the phone, which inevitably, however you say that word, inevitably stops the recording. So, yeah. As I was saying, as long as my granddad had a routine, like, I don't know if I know he didn't have an alarm hooked up in his room, so I think it's like an internal alarm inside of his body where he woke up like every 2 hours or so to redo the wood, like, to add wood and stir up the ashes and, you know, clean out the bottom of the heater, because, you know, after a while, the ashes pile up on the floor and the fire don't burn, you know, don't breathe as good, so it don't burn as good. So you gotta add wood, you know, and every once in a while you gotta get up and stir the ashes up, and you gotta also, add wood, stir the ashes, and clean out the bottom so it can breathe and keep burning. So it's like my granddad, like, had a routine where he did that, and after he passed away, I did it, you know, all of us kids, you know, all of us grandkids that were living at the house or staying there took turns, you know. There's a lot of nights that we fell asleep and slept all the way through, and that fire went out, and it got cold up in that house, but it don't take long to cool off. There's one night my granddad scared the crap out of himself, though, because he fell asleep and it was so cold outside that heater had, like, I don't know, man, it looked like it had ice on it, but I don't think it was. I mean, it could have been ice because of moisture, but either way, it scared the crap out of him, because he put that fire in there and started, you know, the heater started heating up, and it started popping and cracking like it normally, you know, everything that when it heats up, even in your car, you know, it heats up, and then after you drive it for a while, you stop somewhere, when you listen to it, you'll hear like popping and like ticking and stuff, because that's your engine cooling down. It does the same, you know, stuff does the same thing when it heats up, it pops and cracks and all that. So, either way, it started popping and cracking, and that eye started busting, man, it scared the crap out of him. He dang near fell backward off his stool that night. I was laughing at him. My brother was on the couch dying, laughing when it happened. Yeah, I mean, I miss my granddad, my grandma, but I don't know, I'll see him again one day. One of these days, I'm gonna go up there. I'm not sure when or how, but I'll be up there. I'm not sure if it's gonna be by the rapture or by the grave. Either way, I'll be up there. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things, like, what I was gonna say though, like, if it got down to like the 30s and 40s, and sometimes the high 20s, that heater did a pretty good job at keeping the whole house warm. But, you know, it's a single wide trailer, and it had that, you know, back in the back was the bathroom, which, you know, it says the back, you know, we called it the back of the house was the bathroom, but technically it was the side of the house if you think about it. because the house is facing like this toward the road, and the front of it is this way. And, you know, to get to the bathroom, you leave the living room, walk down the hallway, and then you go back toward, you know, toward the front. So technically it's the side of the house, but we call it, you know, the back of the house, because you walk further back, I guess, to get into it. Anyways, you have the living room, well, my grandparents' bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, the hallway. The first room on your left of the hallway was what we call the middle room. We still call it the middle room. It was a one bedroom, and then you go down the hall to your left, and there's a bathroom, and there's this little spot that always stuck out that we would use, like when we played guns or war or whatever inside the house. We'd hide behind that, because that's a spot where the air conditioning unit and heating unit used to be. The central air unit used to be there, but it's an empty spot since they don't, you know, it wasn't working. I mean, as long as I know, they didn't have, that house was built in the 70s at some point, and as far as I know, as long as I was alive, there was never any central air and heating inside of that house. Anyways, on the nights that it got really cold, to keep it warm in the bathroom, especially for my granddad, they would get one of them small electric heaters and plug it in on the floor. And my grandma would purposely aim it toward the toilet so the toilet seat would stay warm. But yeah, that's how we did it in the wintertime over there. Now at my house, where I grew up at, the house was built in 1929, I think it is. 26, 29, I think it's 29. Anyways, keep warm there. Same thing as my grandparents' house. We didn't have a wood-burning stove. It was all electric. We didn't have, like, a central air unit in that house. Of course, you know, it was built in 26. Who the crap had a central air heating unit in 1929? I mean, who the heck had a central air conditioning heating unit in 1929? Anyways, there's a lot of nights I'd be sitting there on the computer, and we have a heater plugged in. Well, actually, at that house, we would have in the hallway, like the small hallway between the kitchen and what was my bedroom for the longest time, which is in the back. That actually is the back of the house, because it's one of them A-frame houses, you know. The way it was built was, it's an A-frame house. It's got a wall straight down the center of it. Like if you're facing out the outside, facing toward the house like I am, like I would be right here, you got that wall down the center. On this side is all three bedrooms, and then on this side you got the living room, the big open room that we use for like gaming, for like, not really gaming, but more like the computer and just stuff, you know. And then you had that little itty bitty hallway with the bathroom, and then the kitchen back in the back. My mom hated that too. When growing up, my mom hated having a kitchen, even though we would always put a TV back there in the kitchen for my mom, you know, she still hated it because she's back there separated from everybody else, which is understandable. But anyways, there in the hallway in the living room, we'd have a propane heater going. And sometimes we'd have the fireplace, but, because, you know, it had a fireplace with one on each side, one in, well, the room originally was my parents' room, but later on it became my sister's room. And then my parents put themselves in the center in the boys' room, so we called it, because, you know, I have three brothers and one sister. She was in the front, which made no sense to me. I thought it'd be better to put her in the back, but still, her room became the one in the front, my parents became the one in the middle, and then the boys' room was always in the back. Always the boys' room in the back, and after a while it became my room after my brothers moved out. Anyways, that fireplace right there in the living room, it has, you know, it's one chimney, but it has a fireplace on the side of the living room and a fireplace on the side in my sister's room. So every once in a great while, we would use that fireplace, but for the most part, it's electric heaters and propane heaters. And that house is so drafty that, you know, the propane heater would do a very good job of keeping that living room warm, but it wouldn't do a very good job keeping the corner, like we had the computer set up over there in the corner. And it was in such the perfect spot that, you know, it's like right there by all the windows, so it, you know, we'd have all that draft coming in and everything. So, man, that cops are ready, man. That's our police. They're ready for somebody to come out here and speed or something. Man, they pull anybody for anything sometimes. Anyways, but there was a lot of people that come down here, like where I'm about to be, where I'm at right now, it's 205. But right here, where I'm about to go to, crosses over to 70. There's a lot, and, you know, that highway back there is 65, 70 a little bit further up. And 65 in the city limits of BARP is 70 further up. Anyways, There's a lot of people that know that, and they don't pay attention to if there's a cop sitting up there or not. So they just stay at 70 all the way to 64 back there. I'm on 135. But they say all the way 64 all the way back there, you know. Anyways, you know, the computer was set up at, I think I have some videos of that I can upload. I think I have some old home videos to show y'all the setup. I can explain it as it goes through. I do have some old home videos to show the inside. I gotta find them so I can basically show the home video and do a voiceover talking about it. Anyways, it was set up over there, so we'd have to set up a heater, you know, like an electric heater over there beside us, so we can stay warm in the you know, when we're on the computer and whatnot. Anyways, I never get this though, like, you know you're living in an old house with issues when you're sitting there on the computer, and all of a sudden you hear your mom go, unplug the heater, I'm about to turn on the microwave. We started learning, like, what you can and cannot run at the same time without throwing a breaker. So if you're in there, in the computer, and you're, you know, doing whatever, and you got the heater on, somebody, you know, they're gonna ask you to turn it off before if they forget, like if someone comes over and doesn't know, or they forget to ask you to turn off the heater, you turn on that microwave, it never failed within 2 seconds of that microwave counting. You go 1, 2, boom, breaker flip, and it's black over there. But anyway, I'm getting close to where I'm going, so I'm gonna enjoy my music a little bit more. I'll see you in a little while. I'll be back.